Um, I'm sitting here drinking my tea. And first, I'd like to apologize for those of you who have been waiting for the part two of Jacob York and his crew. I wanted to say to you all, I will be going live soon in about maybe 10, 12, 15 days. The weather has been hot and I've been in the sun. Um, for some reason, I spend a lot of time indoors, more than I do outdoors. And it has a lot to do with the master teacher being incarcerated. And also it has a lot to do with me wanting to be safe from all that's taking place on the planet. As you can see, it's chaos world over. Those of you who know who the master teacher is, we all know that he will be with us soon. And no, it's not going to happen like you all think that it should happen, because many of you are space cadets, but many of you are highly intelligent individuals, and I owe you an apology for my delay in not saying anything. You know, you all have to realize that sometimes I get what's called spiritual attacks. I want to thank the sister that got me this plant. Someone bought me that plant. I thought that was cute. And if you can look at the plant, you'll see that there's a baby one growing, and all the rest of them are holding the plant up. If you look closely, you'll see these plants have been here for a while. You see? And this is a new plant growing, and they are surrounding the plant to support it so that it could stand up straight. I thought that was just amazing. Anyway, plants can hear. They have a central nervous system, and some of them are here for us to be nourished. And when we eat them, they get a blessings from the Most High, and they go straight to heaven, or what you want to call the spirit realm, in a good place. And some fruits and vegetables, they get condemned when they get rotten. They get condemned, and they go to a wicked place. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all. That came from Panabab Yanun. He shared that with us many years ago because someone had mentioned something about us not eating plants. Not eating animals with eyes that have a central nervous system. And the master teacher was explaining that that we're not to eat animals, that have parents, that have babies, that have a central nervous system. And so someone mentioned something about plants and fruits because they have seeds as well. So just wanted to share that with you all, that plants, when you eat a fruit, it nourishes you. It goes straight to a great place, the essence of the fruit. And when you eat vegetables and stuff like that, same thing happens to them. But those that rot, they go not to a good place because they didn't serve their purpose, which means that all of us have a purpose on this planet. None of us can say that, a lot of you are complaining, not all of you, but some of you are complaining and you don't understand what's going on. And some of you do know what's going on, but you rather not say. But I really think that some of you that listen to my channel and that listen to my updates should at least give me the props for being brave enough and having the courage to come forth and expose those that are part of this conspiracy of Dr. Melchizedek York being incarcerated. And yeah, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. You understand? There's nothing that I regret from putting on my wall other than overexposing my personal life. You understand? Because that really is no one's business. I'm not in your personal lives, And like I said, those that I do expose and talk about is because they deserve it. They don't have a right to do this to Panabab Yanun or to anyone, mistreat them, these children of the devil. These are the times of revelations, and this is something that should have taken place maybe even a long time ago. You understand? A long time ago, they all should have been exposed. But instead, what happened was there was a lot of in-house fighting. So there was a lot of fighting among us in the tribe. And there would be these fights, these arguments, these debates, these disagreements, a lot of gossip and confusion. And it would be amongst us, and no one knew what was going on. Everybody was like, What happened to the Nawapians? What happened to Dr. York? What, they just gonna leave him in there like that? Y'all just gonna let them take your land like that? And so these are the times of revelations. And I ask that those of you who know what took place, those of you who were a part, who seen what happened, you all should be saying something too. You understand? I seen somebody posted an audio of the Caucasian man that was incarcerated with Dr. Malachi York. And if you hear the voice behind him interviewing this man, that's the voice of Frederick Johnson, aka Rick. Okay? And the thing is, if you listen with an intelligent mind, you would say to yourself, why is Rick asking this Caucasian man, what about Dr. York with the child molestation charges? How is that going along with him being incarcerated for that? How are they treating him in there because of that? You see? And if you listen really closely, you can tell that it's not coming from him. And maybe a part of it is coming from him because he was a part of the conspiracy as well. And what they wanted to do was make sure that those charges, the character assassination of a man highly regarded as the master teacher, is that his reputation would be tarnished with something as hideous as him messing with children, when we all know that Dr. Malachi York would never ever do that to a child. All the women were in charge of raising the children. We were around our babies. So, and Dr. Malachi York didn't have time for not even his own children because he has a job to do. You understand? And so all of us, like the math teacher has said so many times, we all have a responsibility on this planet. You can't walk around thinking about yourself and your needs. Of course, no, don't get me wrong. The universal law is self-preservation. I'm not saying not to take care of yourself. But what I'm saying is, we all have a job to do. Like these plants are helping that new plant. They're all a family, and they're helping that new plant stand strong on its own until it's able to stand up by itself, like this one is. You see? And they're all, the older ones are helping the younger ones stay strong, helping it stay so it won't die. You know? And so that's what we are. We're a family. We're supposed to support each other, help each other, and be there for each other. And it's not always about the money. Like black devils like to say, they like to use that because they know in a war that finances is needed. And so what they do is they make sure they emphasize, oh, it's about the dollar. It's about the money. You see, when it's not. So anyway, so I'm coming live today to apologize for my tardiness and my late response into part 2 of Jacob York. And I promise you, I will be doing the update. I have some extra material thanks to some people and to the master teacher that have guided me to get more information that I needed, because this needs to be exposed. Sheriff Sills needs to be exposed. Ada Nicole Lopez needs to be exposed more. Abigail Washington, aka Habiba, needs to be exposed. Jacob York needs to be exposed. And all these people that did this to Dr. Malachi York that were a part of this. Because remember, and you could go back in our story, you'll listen to Marcus Garvey if you ain't read any of his books. He said the Jamaicans didn't even want anything to do with him when he went to Jamaica. And when he came here to the United States, W.E. Du Bois and his little red bone posse tried to kick him out of Harlem. And they gave him the worst time ever. And it was his own people. It was his own people. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to expose Judge Charles Ashley Royals. I'm going to expose Sheriff Howard Richard Sills. Everybody that was a part of this, is to the best of my ability and to all that I know, I'm going to expose them all. So, like I said, I owe you all an apology because we are family and my word is my bond. You understand? And if I say that I'm going to do something, it should be done in a timely manner. And so, like I said, listen, you know, spiritual attacks are spiritual attacks. And so I have to protect myself. You understand? Because some of you are not doing that. You guys are just like, okay, well, this is your job. I'm going to stay out of it. And I don't blame you. You understand? However, It is our responsibility to work together and to support each other. You understand? Until the master teacher is free, you can't sit back in your home selfishly taking care of your needs and your needs only. And when you have the opportunity to help others, whether it's Panabab Yanun or maybe a neighbor or somebody, you ignore it. You understand? Somebody told me a while ago there was a sister and her baby that was homeless. And the sisters that lived in 717 had a room for her, the child and the baby to move in, and they denied her shelter. And my thing is, if you're going to deny somebody shelter, at least reach out to help them in another way. Well, y'all got the family buying books, y'all got stores, y'all got incense, oils, and things that y'all are selling that's not yours. It's Bob, the master teacher's creation. But if you're going to live in his office and work in administration, when have you ever seen Baba or known the master teacher to ever deny a homeless person or a person in need a shelter? He helped many of you. When y'all lived on the land, some of you didn't have a place to stay. Some of you didn't have a place to live, and you would walk around to try to find a master teacher to tell him that you're having a problem, and he would either help you financially, find a way to help you, or send his angels to assist you in whatever it is that is needed. He is not a selfish man. He gave his life up for all of us, and each and every one of us that are reading the books, all of us that have come across his doctrine, all of us that met him, shook his hand, gave him a hug, spoke with him, stared at him eye to eye. We have a responsibility in his life. Don't put it all on me, okay? So again, my apologies for my tardiness, but I promise you I will be doing the part 2. Just had a little some how you call it, uncomfortable situation that took place, but I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good, but I just need you all to know that I am under spiritual attack. I mean, the master teacher breaks it down in our doctrine about the Mukasu, Kakasnadu, and how they use Wicca, and that's how the foundation of their world was done through sorcery. This is their 6,000-year rule, and it's ended. So the spell is lifted. For those of you that are staying abrupt of our teachings and staying close to Panabab Yanun, the spell is being lifted. And those demons that like the young elder, the one that calls himself phase 1, those are demons. Those are people that are being possessed by 6 ether spirit forces that are creating other stories to take you away from your true way of life. They're not masters. They were not sent to do anything. The master teacher never wrote them. He never told any of them to do any of these things. So you all should stay away from them. Okay, so my platform, as I said before, is about exposing the people that have done this to Panabab Yanun. So I'm doing my job to expose them all. Okay, and I'm trying to do the best that I can. And like I said, sometimes I get upset. I have my fly swatter, and I really, I'm be honest with you. I've never seen anything like this before in my life, in my whole entire life of living. I've never seen people go up against a man like the master, like somebody that I know, like I know him. It's not like I don't know the master teacher. I know him, okay? And so to see a person in this tribe, somebody that walked with him, a weak freaking devil, do this to him, it creates a lot of anger inside of me. You understand? And so I had to learn how to rechannel that and know that I'm not alone in how I feel and how I think. That there are others that are far more advanced than us, that are here on this planet with us. And our ancestors, Baba said they're not on their way, they're here. So our ancestors are here. They're like in pockets of the universe. Some of them are hovering over the planet in crafts, and they're watching over their seed on earth. And those of us who stay and hold on to the rope, those are the ones who will make it. And Master Teacher has said many years ago that this is a separation from the sheep, from the wolves. He said there's a separation going on in the tribe. And so that's just what it is. And no, it can't happen where you just separate them, because there was a piece of there was a little yellow plant that was dying in here. And I looked at it, and the only way I could pull it out was when it was enough, when it was damn near, when it was almost dead. It was yellow, it was weak. And I saw it turning yellow, but I couldn't pull it at the time I wanted to pull it out because then I would have damaged this plant. I would have damaged that one. So you have to wait until they're fully dead. And then you can just, and they'll softly come right out. And so that's how it is with the children of the Most High. You just can't yank your children out. You can cause damage to everybody if it's done that way. You understand? So these are masters of the universe. These are beings from other worlds, and they have their seed here on earth. And this whole situation is to get their seed, protect them, destroy this planet, not destroy the planet, but destroy this world, bring back a new heaven and a new earth, and then those who make it will be told where to go, like they did when the water, when Inky tried to drown them. And they were told with safe places to go on the planet. And as you know, Panabab Yanun is the only man on the planet that knows where the safe spots are. No one else knows. He said this so many times. He said, if you look at the planet from above, he said, if you look at the planet from above, it looks like a computer board, inside of a computer, if you look at it. And if you've ever been in a plane, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all been on planes. Y'all going to Egypt. Y'all going to Africa. Y'all living your life as if the master teacher's not in there. You too will be dealt with when he comes out. If you think this is a joke, having parties and fish fries and laughing like it's a freaking joke, you too you all will be dealt with. And I'm happy to know that, because at some point I was feeling like nothing's happening, but they are being dealt with. And like I told you, Waki, the next time you fall, you're going to break your freaking neck. You're going to have a cast on your head and your neck. When this is all over, you're going to look like what Berta Flack did before she transcended. You're going to look just like her. Because see, how our ancestors work is karma is a very patient energy, okay? It waits until an exact moment on what you did to others, whether it was me, whether it was the master teacher or members of your family or people that you've done evil to. They wait for the exact moment to take you, not to take you out, but to give you, to dish out the behind whipping that you deserve for all the evilness that you've done to others. You understand? So no one's going to escape what they did. No one by one, they're all going to get dealt with. And I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen so many people do some wicked stuff and they're not here anymore. And they still walk around. The thing is this, it's in their nature. This is who they are. And their fate is a very ugly one. You understand? And so what they do is, instead of taking a person out and killing them for what they did, what they'll do is they'll wait to a moment and make them suffer in this flesh, like Sakina is now. They'll make them suffer every single day. They'll suffer. Or it's just like how you go to school and you see somebody that was mistreated, or somebody in your family mistreats you, and then later on down in life, they living a life, getting married, having a ball, and then later on down in life, they doing bad. And on their way down, you're on your way up. You understand? And that's how it works in Nawapu. That's how it works in Wu Sabat as Sabians. That's how it works. The order of the universe is very, very powerful. And there's no one that will escape any bad thing that they have ever done to anyone. They will get dealt with. I'm telling you, accident, problems, situations, every time you turn around, there's something going on bad for them because of who they are and what they've done. So not just people, but the seed of Panatharu. No one's going to escape it. You understand? They're all going to get dealt with. Just sit back and watch the show. Because I sit back and I watch these people and they look horrible. They look dusty. They look dingy. They look very vintage. They look very worn out. I don't care. They could buy a brand new Butler Nawabi. They could buy a brand new suit with the black and gold and the white and gold. They could put it on. They look like they bought it from the Salvation Army. I don't care how sharp, those of us that have a spiritual eye, you look at these people, they are bums. You think, and I'm going to tell you something. I used to be upset sometimes and saying to Baba, when you coming out, come out, like already. And then Baba was like, he'll talk and say, listen, I'll be home. You'll be seeing me sooner than you know. You'll be seeing me. I'll be home. And I know that this is true, but I didn't understand why the master stayed in there for so long. But I understand now, because I'm going to tell you something. Some of these people that y'all think are with us, or y'all think that they don't deserve to be around him. And the master teacher said, okay, you know what, you niggas want to act like this? Y'all don't want to show me love. Y'all don't care about my life. I'm going away. Because Baba told me one time in a letter, he said, don't you think I could have gotten all my angels after Seals and them when they came and crashed, bust out his windows and did all that? Baba said I could have sent my angels to get all of them. You understand? Because the master teacher has an assistant of 35 million angels, okay? And he could have, I think it's 135 million. I forgot. Don't quote me on that, y'all. But I did read that in the Holy Tablets back in 2004 when I was released from federal prison. I was to read stories out the Holy Tablets and different things that the master would put in there about him, who he is, and the different things that happen on the planet with the Eno sites. And so Baba said that to me. He said, but I have to renew the 26,000 year. He has to renew the 24,000 year cycle. It has to be renewed. And that's why he's there. And part of it is why he's there is also to get away from these people, to get away from them. I've heard sisters say there was roaches on Tamaray. Baba ain't never had roaches in his house. These people, when they move in, because remember, Baba would tell so-and-so, okay, you come on land, you coming on land, and people wouldn't shake their clothes out. And if people would come with roaches, y'all brought the roaches on the land if there was ever roaches. Y'all brought the flies and the bugs and the pestilence. Y'all brought that in with you. Just like when people come to your home. My mother used to make my cousin and them, because they had roaches. They lived in Albany projects. Mother used to make them shake their clothes out at the door. And then they would come in and we would laugh. And they knew it too. My mother said, I don't want no roaches in here. So it's like, y'all bought the roaches on Tamaray. Y'all bought the wine, the liquor, the debauchery. Ada Nicole Lopez was a pedophile. A lot of them didn't want to live on Tamaray anymore. They just didn't know how to say it. You understand? They wanted to leave. They would see people come from outside on Tamaray, and they would think in their minds, wow, man, they living a good life. But that's a trick, a mind game that the devil plays with your mind. He makes it look like it's fun. It looks like they're having so much fun at the concert till somebody gets trampled on and dies. It looks like it's so much fun at this party till somebody runs them over in a car, outside of a bar or something. They look like they're having so much fun until you walk by that place at night and see the dark energy that's around it. Vomit on the floor, cigarette butts on the floor, broken glass, somebody's shoe. It's all an illusion. And this is, the master teacher made it clear that this devil that we're dealing with is a master deceiver. He is a master at deceiving you, and a perfectionist when it comes to lying. So if you're weak-minded, he got you. If you think for one moment that those people out there really living their life, it's an illusion. I'm telling you right now, that Instagram, TikTok, they try to show you their house. They make sure they clean up or whatever. They make you think that things is one way when it's really another. And those of us who walk with Panabab Yanun, we already know what that is. Please, it's an illusion. Y'all world is dying. Your 6,000 year rule is up. Houses floating away. Storms, tsunamis, earthquakes, you name it. Volcano eruptions. Mother Nature is going to work. Panatharu is going to work. And those of us that are walking with Panabab Yanun, like he said, just stay out of their way. He said, just stay out of their way. And he told some people, y'all going to need to get a generator, flashlights, candles, and water. He warned you all and said that if you don't get out of Georgia, you will just be in the way. You understand? And so I think the reason why, I don't know, that Panatharu hasn't really destroyed the state of Georgia the way it was that is destined to be is because some of you are still there. And some of you all are the master teacher's children. Y'all are his friends and family. And so maybe they're having mercy on you all. You understand? But when Baba said get out, I left. Okay? I know who he is. He wrote me a letter and said, get out of there. He said, get out of Georgia. He said, I told these niggas, and that's what he said. Get out of Covington. Get out of Eatonton, Georgia. Get out of Milledgeville, and they still there. You know? He said, leave these niggas here. And I left. I said, I'm out of here. And Baba said that some of you that stayed there, that you would be immune like Magic Johnson is to the HIV virus. That it would be some kind of germ or some kind of virus that would be in your system, and that you would be immune to it like Magic Johnson is. And a lot of you are a lot of family members are not in the best of health, and unfortunately it's because they still eating McDonald's. They could lie and say, oh no, I'm not. And yes, you are. You're eating McDonald's. Y'all eating Sonic, hot dogs from the hot dog stand, shish kebabs and gyros and all that stuff. And the thing is, the math teacher said get off of that for a reason. He said get off of it. And he said he eats a whole lot of other things he would tell us not to eat, but he can't tell us from in there. You know? But anyway, I wanted to come live today. Again, my apologies to you all. Please like and subscribe. I see there's 24 people in the room and only got one like. So can you please like my video? Anyway, it's all good, family. Like I said, I will be going live. I will be doing a Jacob York part 2. And I'm just coming on to apologize to those of you who've been waiting, because I know I said that I would. And usually when I say something, it gets done within a week or so. So I don't know if I'm going to do a flyer or not or anything. I don't think that's important. I think what's important is that I smack them on my wall and I expose them. And that will be done. So I would say any questions, but I blocked the comments, and I don't need comment. I don't need any. I can take the comments, put the comments back on after I'm done going live, but I don't need moderators anymore. The master teacher has made it clear for us to get back in our garbs, for us for the women to wear the shawl, for the brothers to be dressed respectful, and to come out of the beast. And those of you who are not, I'm not going to be having conversations with people that want to live in the image of the beast, showing their cleavage and taking pictures and being all sexy and trying to get a man on the internet. I don't want nothing to do with women that think like that, okay? Because y'all are caught up into the world. Y'all want to be seen. There's another girl who goes live teaching our doctrine, and she got 2 piercings in her nose, one on the left and one on the right, and all this other crazy stuff. And she's real obese. She's a really fat girl. But she sits down and you just see her face, and she has a shawl on. And the thing is, you got to represent us right. And those of you who know who that is, tell her to take that other nose ring out of her nose. Okay? And that's what the master teacher said about black devils. He said, you want to know something about a black devil? This is how you know who a black devil is. Baba said they cannot totally conform to the truth. They always have to do things their way. You know, Baba said wear a Ninty braid, they got 2. The master teacher said wear one nose ring, they got 2. You understand? They always doing something, distorting our teachings. That's not our way, man. You understand? And you know, and if you don't stop it, I'm going to smack you up on my wall too. And I'm going to embarrass you, because I got a picture of your whole body. You're an obese, fat, obese woman. So you could tell all you doing is sitting home stuffing your freaking face all day. And then you're sitting down talking this right knowledge, and you're not telling the people who you got it from. You know, stop misrepresenting our tribe, else I'm going to expose you. I don't care who you are. Stop it. All right? Represent us the right way. Do it the right way. Talk about who the master teacher is. Talk about what happened to him, what was done to him, and why he's incarcerated. And stop trying to sound so freaking deep for followers. Y'all are sick, man. This Generation X or Z, or whatever they call this new generation, y'all are sick in the head. You know, y'all do everything on the internet. Everything is fake. You draw this picture behind you, or you make things look like it's one way and it's another. You don't walk with us. Stop pretending that you do, because you don't. I see right through you. All right? And those of you who see this, you all should be saying something too. They got comments, say something in the comments. Or say something to this person. And if they don't change, shut them down. Okay, because guess what? The Nation of Islam, they don't have people misrepresenting them. They got a squad that steps to people like that and shut them down. For real. Like, we're in the end of times, man. We got to start speaking up for each other and protecting our master teacher and all his hard work. Him writing all this stuff and enduring torture in prison. No one has the right to stand before us and act like they're these esoteric beings with this great knowledge without giving props to where the information is from. We do have some good brothers that are teaching. You understand? And I don't know if there's any sisters that are teaching, but they're doing a phenomenal job with expressing who the master teacher is and studying our doctrine. And, but the only thing with teaching, and the master teacher said this, that you just have to be careful with the ego. You understand? And you read the book Lightning from the East, it's a whole list. They're all men, brothers. Just can't give props to the women. Just won't fall back and just live woosa back. You understand? And because you really teach from example. You could run your mouth all day, but a real teacher teaches from an example, like the master teacher did. Everything that he asked of us, he's done it and still does it. Because even with the AEO, I saw Baba's AEO card when I was in the office. I said, oh, Baba's an AEO member too? I didn't know that the creator of AEO would have a AEO card too. Baba had an AEO card, and he had it on his person and his wallet with him everywhere he went. And it's nothing that he asked of us that he doesn't do himself. You understand? And the Baba's a very humble man. He never went around bragging, I'm Melchizedek. I'm Melchizedek. They sent me. Baba doesn't talk like that. All he does is teach the truth. Very humble man. And so those of you who are teachers, you need to follow the example of Panabab Yanun and try to be as humble as you can, because that ego stuff, it's a turnoff for those of us who know who walk with the master, or those of us who are blessed and chosen children of the Most High. We look at it and it's very tasteful. Tasteless. You understand? Is to see the ego. You know so much, and you're this and you're that, and you're really a nobody. The thing is, you have to walk it, you have to live it every day of your life. And if you are a married man and you have a wife, the both of you should be teaching. It shouldn't just be you standing up there. It should be you and your wife together, her dressed in her attire, you dressed in your attire, and y'all are teaching as a couple, because that's how the master teacher is going to have it done when he comes out. It's not going to be a triad anymore, and if it is, it's going to be male and female. Mursal tweet together. Hopefully I said that correctly. But it's going to be male and female standing before us together, like he did with Nefu. And he used to have Basil stand up there next to her, because Baba wrote me and said, oh, they're not going to hide their mates, because women, they like to stand before us and act like they got this deep connection with the master and they're with him. And Baba would have Dana and her mate Bobby stand before us. He had Robbie and Joe stand before us. He had Nefu and Duswa stand before us. And he had the couple stand before, for those of you who remember. So if you're a male and you're a married man and you standing on a podium by yourself, you're ego tripping. You should be standing there with your mate together as a couple to teach the men and the women who we are. Not just this man standing up there all the time. Even with preachers, it's always a man, always a man. And the reality is, our planet isn't safe because of your species. We cannot walk anywhere and go anywhere and take a stroll at night because we're afraid that somebody might snatch us up or kidnap us. Like one day I was in a mall. I was deciding whether I should get this foot massager. And I said, I don't want it. And I said, I could put my feet in a bucket and soak it in. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? Let me get it. And then I said, nope, I changed my mind. And when I went to go walk out, there was this big, tall man. And I felt him. I seen him before follow me around the mall. And I said to myself, and when I got out the door, I said, oh, this dude thought he was going to snatch me up and put me in the car. He would have been, trust me, I got some bear spray. He would have been blind because that stuff is strong. And I saw it on January the 6th when they raided the Capitol. They was using bear spray, and that's what made me. So you sisters, get you some bear spray. Forget about the mace. You can order it on Amazon. I got a couple of cans, and I'm waiting to empty it in somebody's face. I swear to God. I swear on everything. I'm waiting to empty it in somebody's face. I wish somebody would run up on me, because guess what? I don't want to shoot anyone. I can't carry a firearm. I can have one in my home, but I can't carry one with me when I'm going out for a walk or whatever. You understand? But I will keep my mace on me, because any one of these crazy freaking people, whether they are bomb, whatever, get crazy with me, in your face like a can of mace, baby. Like, what's his name? Old dirty bastard said. I will empty this can in your freaking face. Run up on me if you think you that's worse than getting shot, because you won't be able to see. And you can't wash it off. It's really, I sprayed just a little bit of it and was gagging. I just squirted it to see if it worked. I was gagging in this house for almost 2 hours. I had to open all the windows and it still wouldn't go away. So imagine if you put it in somebody's face. Yeah, y'all, we in the end of times. So all you sisters, order you some bear spray. Like I said, don't test it on anybody. Don't test it on your skin. I promise you. Just keep it on you. There's a safety cap on it. Take the safety cap off and empty that in somebody's face and you'll be fine. I don't care. They won't be able to see. They won't be able to talk. They won't be able to breathe. They won't be able to gag. They won't be able to, oh my gosh, that stuff is nothing to play with. So run up on me if you want to, okay? I'm not afraid of you. But like I said, I will empty that bear spray in your freaking face. And I will aim for the eyes. So you brothers need to humble yourself, and you need to start teaching with your women beside you. What's the problem? Why are you hiding your woman? I'm not saying that you are hiding her, but I'm saying that if you're a married man and you're teaching, your wife should be standing beside you. Straight up. Because the ego gets in and y'all start thinking you cute and y'all trying to, like Baba said, a lot of you trying to attract women and you're using a doctrine and think you all of that, and the ego gets in, and the only way you can make it is to suppress your ego. So you need to suppress your ego and you need to teach with your woman by your side. That's how it should be. You're not the master. You're not Panabab Yanun. He's the only man that should stand before us alone, teaching us, because he's the only one that was gifted with this affirmation to teach us. But these spirits get inside of him and give us affirmation to help us elevate ourselves to the next level. So again, my apologies to you all for my tardiness. I will be going live soon. And I'd like to thank the people that pulled my coat about it and said, what's going on? You going live? I was like, man, look, I've been enjoying the sun. And like I said, again, spiritual attacks is nothing to play with, man. These people are some serious sorcerers in this tribe. They're very wicked. You understand? And so when I speak about Panabab Yanun, when I go live, they be screenshotting my photo. They be burning their candles and doing all kinds of stuff, doing their little Harry Potter sorcery. And to me, they're dumb. Because like I said before, if you've done things and I'm still alive, and I'm still well, then evidently it's not working. And the thing is, when it falls back on you and your kids, my thing is this. Oh, you know what? This reminds me of something that I need to bring up. And then I gotta go. There's a sister named Miriam. There's two Miriams in this tribe. One Miriam they call Dirty Mary, which I don't even think they should be calling her that. She does have a foul body odor. And there's another sister named Miriam Canty, who I think she has 6 children. Wait a minute, she got the one that live in Athens. Then she got Sade, Shalomi, Zach, Mediyun, Keturah. She has 6 children. And we all lived in Decatur in the same apartment complex on Wesley Chapel Drive. All right? Everybody that knows me, see me every day, there was a lot of Nawapians that lived there because the rent was very affordable. And it was pretty decent, for a 1-bedroom. I think my rent was like maybe 6 something, 7 something a month. I don't remember. But there were other Nawapians there. I didn't have a car, and I didn't want a car. I was good. When you don't have a vehicle, you walk around and you see a lot. And I've seen a lot, okay? And like I said, I'm going to expose some sisters too. They're going up on my wall. You know who you are. Carlita Gonzalez, Tangela Jackson, a.k.a. Amunet from North Carolina, Sia Amunet Ankh, Raquel Mixon, Who else that I could think of? There's a few of you. Jacqueline Milton. Her real name is Jacqueline Chaplin. She's a jackal, a real jackal. She had one of her daughters was born with a tail. Um, some other sisters that was in my life that have done some mean, evil things to me, and they need to be exposed. You know, you can't go around doing things to people thinking, especially somebody like me, thinking I'm just not going to say anything. Oh, you're just going to hide in your little cubby, you know. And like I said, these sisters was in my home. These sisters was in my life. They were a part of my life. I used to talk to them all the time, and I did not know that they were witches and that they were evil sisters. Evil, wicked, jealous, evil whores. Okay? And yeah, Carlita could act like, oh, I got 5 kids. You know, I got 6 children with the same man and all that. Oh, please. I'm going to expose you too because I got dirt on you too. You're all going to get smacked up on my freaking wall for the devious things that you've done to me. Okay? No stone is going to be left unturned. Like I said, it's going to go on until the master teacher is home. And there's some brothers too that are maybe I think I may expose. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But these sisters, I know them well. So, okay, I was around them all, and some of them got mental issues. Some of them belong in a mental ward, in an asylum, and they hide themselves in this tribe. They put on the costumes and they blend in with people and act like they learn the language and they read the books and they start acting like they with us. When the reality is they are a misfit to society. Nobody wants them in their world, so they come in our world, you know, and they're welcomed because we are a family. You know, they take advantage of this. But I wanted to say this about this sister, Miriam Canty, right? She, when I was in Decatur, I used to live, and I'm smacking her up on my wall too. And I found a picture of Iris. She's going up there too. So now what happened was, um, we all, you lived, you know, I was given instructions from the master teacher to work on his freedom. And they were given instructions to take care of their children. But what happens is a lot of these women were interested in Panababianun. They wanted to be his mate. You know, just like any groupie that sees a celebrity, you know, they don't care if they're married. They don't care if they got a family. They want to be in, you know. And the math teacher's a very attractive looking man, very handsome, very smart man, just like women do in churches with reverends. They sit in the front pew, you know, and sometimes they open their legs while he preaching. You know, these some sick people. You know, I heard about it and I seen it when I was a child. I heard somebody talking about this lady, and my friend took me to church with them they was having some event. Because like I said, I didn't grow up as a Christian, but my father's brother's wife, my Aunt Joy, she had a daughters that would go to church, and every now and then they would take me and my sister there. And I've seen some things, so it's true. Women do this. They do this to men on a podium. They're very disgusting. They go in church, and it's not even about the church. They trying to get with the reverend. And you know, there's a few women on TikTok that have came up out front and threatened some of these women. And one woman told her, if I see you around my husband again, they're gonna be taking you out in an ambulance. And she meant it. Very beautiful, pretty chocolate sister. And she got up there about her husband in some church. You could look it up on TikTok. You'll see they putting everything on that app. And so anyway, and so this sister Miriam, like a lot of other women, they want to be Baba's wife. They want to be in his family. You understand? And the thing is this, you can feel how you want to feel. You can do whatever you want to do. But once you start to violate somebody else because of it, then it's a problem. It becomes a problem for me. And so what I used to do was Miriam had a vehicle, and she said, oh, I'll take you where you got to go. And she would take me to the congressman's office, Hank Johnson's office in Lithonia. And I was taking care of stuff for Baba. And then all of a sudden, all other Nawapians started running to his office. From Abdul Latif with his Native American stuff. The brother who called themselves the Wise Men, they were contacting his office. Everybody was coming through a door that I opened, okay? And the thing is, I didn't have a problem with it, but then it becomes a problem when you try to mix up what I'm doing. You try to shut me down or cause confusion, which is what witches and evil black devils do. Excuse me, they cause confusion. And so what Miriam did was She played me close, and then she started saying she's related to Hank Johnson, is related to her. And she went into the office saying my name, slandering me, talking about me, Miriam Canty. And that's her and Iris are best friends because at one time her and Iris were in the same house, living together. And Iris told me about this, that Miriam got something going on. She was taking all kinds of herbs. And she said that Iris was said that Miriam was staying with her and her brother Dwayne was staying with her. Dwayne started smoking crack. And, Miriam, if you ask me, I mean, the master teacher said that monkeypox is the HIV virus. And she posted herself on Facebook with these sores all over her face, the monkeypox. The math teacher said that's the HIV virus. And there was another sister that exposed her. But y'all can tune into my channel when I expose the women and I'll get into it, each and every one of them, one by one. But now, the reason why I'm bringing up her name now is because, why are you going to the congressman's office mentioning my name and slandering me to Mr. Eric C. Hubbard or to their staff members over there? First of all, they looked at you and said you look disgusting. They said, ooh, the way they made their face, they know that you're sick, all right? If I were you, you need to go get some Biktarvy or whatever that medication is that they give those people that's HIV. You need to worry about your health and stop slandering my name on this. You got mental issues. You saying I took Zanitra out. First of all, I wasn't around Zanitra. I didn't live in Colorado. You did. I didn't live in Colorado. You lived in Colorado. Lita Holden, Baba, I got it on recording. Well, Baba told Lita Holden that she got something going on with her. He warned her and told her that she was sick. So is it a coincidence that Zanitra died, Lubna died, and Lita Holden died, and all of y'all was over there in Colorado messing with Baba's life, and then Janet Gomez was smart enough to get out of there? Yeah, she gonna go up there with them women too. Y'all are disgusting, man. Y'all are some sick people, okay? And the thing is, you're not gonna win a war with me because I walk with Panabab Yanun. And the master teacher has made it very clear that no good thing will they withheld from the children that walk upright. Yeah, we have our problems like everybody else, but no good thing will they withhold from us that walk upright. Okay? And this is Malachi comes with healings in his wings. And those of us that will make it, will make ourselves clean in the blood of the Lamb. You out there spreading your legs, sleeping around with all these different men. When we lived in Decatur, every time I turn around, there was somebody at your house, including Jamie Alvarez. So him and his wife need to go get checked out too, because the master teacher made it clear in our Nawapian ethics that there are people that are walking around with the HIV virus. A lot of them are sick and they won't tell you that they got it. They won't tell you. They're walking around here looking like they all healthy, walking around with our garbs on and they got it. So you all be careful, all right? With who you sharing your place with, who you got living with you, and all that. Like, I would never have a Nawapian living in my house ever. You got to be careful because some of these people, they're not healthy, man. They got the HIV virus. They walking around here sick like Miriam Canty is. And you going over to the congressional office talking about me, slandering my name. You understand? Give props where props is due. I opened up that door to Hank Johnson and Mr. Hubbard, not you. None of you did. You wasn't thinking about it till you seen me do it. Y'all a bunch of freaking haters. Oh, I'll give you a ride. Where you gotta go? Then all of a sudden you going over there every day like you working on Bob's Freedom when you sick. Take care of your health, girl. You understand? Because the way you look and the way it was described to me, you ain't far from a balloon ceremony, sis. Stop slandering my name. I've done absolutely nothing to you. Nothing. You have nothing to say about me that I've done to you. Nothing. And like I said, I was being considerate because I know your children. But I said, you know what, later for that, she can ready to get exposed, man. I don't like what you're doing. Stop it. Cut it out, man. You don't live Musbat. You just won't just move on with your life. Isn't your family in Memphis or in Chicago somewhere? Why don't you go out there with your family and get some help and worry and be concerned about your health and get life insurance because you're out of here. Anyway, I wanted to say that about her, Miriam Canty. Like y'all are some sick people. Yeah, y'all still there? Am I still live? Somebody tried to call me. Anyway, I see why Baba left. You understand? I see why he left from around y'all. Cause now I see why. Y'all wanted to live out here. Y'all wanted to be out here in the world. Y'all wanted to have your own man and your refrigerator and, go in and out. Y'all didn't want to eat together as a family like we used to. We ate together as a family. There was one big chef and we all ate. And yes, so every now and then people would cook their own little meals or pop their popcorn and do whatever. But we were a family. We were protected on Tamaray. And look at what it would have been now. Would have been a real big, huge monument where people would have been traveling from all over, paying at the gates just to get in, to see what the master teacher built and what we got going on. But y'all all messed that up. And guess what? Baba said, I'm going to get from around you niggas. I'm going to get from around y'all. Because guess what? Y'all ain't going to kill me. You understand? And Baba left. And that's why he's gone. He had to get away from y'all. And I don't blame him. Y'all are bums, a lot of y'all. Not everybody, but some of these people, y'all got to look out and watch them, how they move, how they dress, how they look, how they act. Because like I said about black devils, they can do everything, but they cannot totally submit to the truth. They will always try to figure out a way how to do things their way. So again, my apologies. Those of you who got 33 people in the thing, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will be exposing Jacob York. And again, like I said, my apologies. Again, I can't apologize enough for my tardiness, but I will be exposing Jacob York. And I want to thank all of you that have helped me in the past and those that continue to help me now. You are my family. We are family. Yasar, Musyar, Utawakum. And let me see, is there anything else I need to address? Let me see. Was there anything else that I need to address? No, I just wanted to say thank you to those of you that did help. And those of you who feel like it's a lie and it's a game, I'm not running a game. You're going to see. It's going to manifest. And like I said, the math teacher told me, stop saying he's coming out this one. He said, nobody knows that day. But for me to just continue walking, continue doing what I was told to do. And that's what I'm going to do. That's my word. My word is my bond. I love the master teacher. I will not do anything to hurt him. You understand? But the people that did, they need to be exposed. All of these devils and these evil people in this tribe. Like I said, a lot of them belong in a mental ward, and that's their genetic makeup. And the master teacher told y'all years ago that if you take medication, don't stop taking your medication. That's the problem. You understand? They get medicine, they get diagnosed from a psychiatrist, and instead of taking their medicine, they refuse to take their medication. You know? I know if I was mentally ill, I would take my medicine. I wouldn't be, and then they come around us and they start their crap, and y'all are disgusting, a lot of y'all. And like I said, I got pictures of you all. I'm going to post you on the wall. There's another sister. Surprise! I'm going to smack you up on that wall too. Y'all are wicked, y'all are evil, and y'all are jealous of anybody that walks with the master. You're jealous of them, And so I hope I made myself clear with my apologies. Again, please like my channel. Please subscribe. And if you can donate, please donate. My Cash App is $Tabajet, and it's spelled T as in Tango, A as in Alpha, B as in Boy, I as in India, T as in Tango, J as in Jelly, E as in Echo, T as in Tango, Tabajet. That is how my name is pronounced. And that name was given to me by the master teacher. She was the wife of Harar, the Messiah. All right. And that's it, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And again, I want to show my love and my respect for you all as my family. And I don't want you to think that I'm this mean sister and I'm angry at everybody. I'm not. I'm not mad at all of you. But I am upset about what took place and the people that partook in this evil plot to incarcerate the master teacher. And again, don't forget, we all have a job to do. Everybody has something that they have to contribute to the world. Like the master teacher said with Washington Carver that made the peanut butter. He said now peanut butter is in the hospitals. Dr. Sebi left us with a diet and taught us about Iris sea moss and the power of that and sarsaparilla and all these other great herbs. That's our job and our responsibility. I mean, he did his job, and it's our responsibility to eat right and stay healthy. There are many. Bob Marley came with his music. You understand, to wake people up and teach us about what's really happening. And Baba said he's on the bureau. Martin Luther King came. We don't have to be as great as them, but we could just do our part, do something, and without stepping on somebody else's toes. Stop stealing people's ideas and lying and being jealous and evil of other people. If you can't help a person, and stay out of their way. You understand? If you're jealous, you have to go within yourself and actually cry to Panatharu and ask them to remove these feelings from you or figure out a way how to address these issues. But you cannot go around mistreating people that have done absolutely nothing to you. Because karma got a brother named Dharma, okay? And you are going to receive the wrath of what you did. And Dale Elaine Brown, aka Waki, is a prime example of that. Look at her, always in a hospital, always falling, always breaking a bone, always slipping, always her and her daughter, both of them are sick. They could pretend all they want to in front of y'all like they these healthy people. They got all kinds of problems and issues and things going on with them. And now the music industry is being revealed as well. Everybody know that most of those people that make it in the music industry, they sell their soul to Nanar. They sell their soul to some satanic deity and energy to get that, and their job is to distract you all. So don't get caught up. Listen to the good music where they play instruments, the good soulful music to help you, restore yourself back. And with that, I'm out, family. Again, my apologies. I promise you, I will be exposing the Jacob York, and there will be a part two. And like I said, I've just been enjoying the sun. And also, spiritual attacks are real. I have to protect myself from wicked people, and that's a job in itself. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Again, I will be live in a few days. Okay. All right. Thank you, family. Wadu.